afternoon, it's Fiona here. This is Allie O'Mean Arts, and today we're going to do some tag toppers. Sorry, not tag toppers, bag toppers. I need to know what I'm talking about, don't I, sometimes? Okay, so what we're going to use some of this Swiss stock paper from Couture Creations. This was just some offcuts of card from Couture Creations Australian Natural Beauties, and this is from their current set called Street Smarts. This was their motocross one. I'll just grab that and show it to you. There's a few to actually see. So this is this one. And I've just coloured it in after I've stamped and inked it. So I'll just go through the ones that we have. So we've got, I think there's 8 or 9 to choose from. So we've got motocross, you've got cricket, you have a truck. I really like the truck. Still haven't used it yet, but I really like it. You've got football. It says football, but it's soccer. Tennis, basketball, cycling, and the one I'm going to use today is skateboarding. I've dropped it. I don't know where I've put that one. Yeah, here it is. And so this one is skateboarding. So that's what we're going to do today. We're actually going to make these rosettes, and we're going to colour in our stamped image and attach them to our rosettes, and then create our toppers. So these actually can go on the top of bags. So this one would sit like this on the bag, and you could staple it, you could glue it, you could wrap string around it. So many different ways that you could use it. You could also use it purely as a card. If you were to put a small piece of card across here and put a little notch in it, you could actually stick a gift card in there and just give it as a card as well. I'm going to make some of these because I've got a Christmas store coming up, and I thought these might be a nice idea to have. I think they would look great. They're just the rosettes themselves on gifts if you were going to be gift giving, just to put them on the top of a present. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here's a box that I created ages ago. Obviously, I wouldn't have the tag on the back of it, but no, you can just pop it on the top of your gift. I've got it. This is the only feminine one that I've done so far. Depending on what you're getting, that special person, but I think they would look great just as a topper on top of any sort of gift that you're going to use. So we'll get down to it. So today I'm going to be using the skateboarding one, which is this one. So what we're going to need first is I'm going to use the stamp press, the precision stamp press by Couture Creations. I've already placed my little person where I want it. Put it down, stuck in the spot that I want. I've used the magnets to keep everything where I want it, and I'm using a solvent ink which just stays on jet black. Just going to pull this up, going to ink my image. And the reason that I'm using the precision press is because if it doesn't come out dark enough, I can always re-ink it and go back in, and I'll have it in exactly the same spot. Push down, give it a bit of pressure. Time to adhere. There we go. Oh, that wasn't so great. Let's do it again. Let's give him another go. Okay, we'll leave it at that. So I'm just going to pull that out of there, and I'm just going to take this out. Just going to sit that back in the top of there for a moment. Things on my glue. I'm going to put this aside. Back in its drawer. So now I'm going to grab the die. So this is my die for this one, and I'm just going to line it up. That must be the back of his hat. Just going to line it up with my person, with my skateboarder. I'm going to grab a little piece of painter's tape. I'm going to pop that across there. I'm going to get my Go Power press machine, turn it on, and I'm just going to take it over here and emboss it. I can't take you over there with me because my camera doesn't go that way. So I'm just going to pop it in and run it through the machine and let it do its job. Okay, let's come back over to you guys. I'm just going to turn my fan on for 2 seconds. It's quite warm here this afternoon. I think we've got about 27 degrees here in Queensland today, which is just nice after the winter. Okay, so I'm just going to carefully take off my tape and gently rolling it away so I don't tear my paper. Pop that back up there. Okay, move that out the way. I'm just going to grab my pokey tool and I'm just going to pop out my little skateboarder man. Okay, get rid of all those other extra bits that he doesn't need. And then I'll pop this, I'm going to pop this straight back into where he belongs so that I don't lose it, because I'm shocking with that. Okay, so now we have our little fella here. I'm going to colour mine in. I'm just going to bring it down a bit closer. I hope you can see that. So I've got some Couture Creations alcohol ink textures, markers, whatever you like to call them. And I'm going to go with a warm grey on his upper body. This is actually a green grey. I think I like the other one here. So, and I'm going to use the brush tip because I like it better. I'm just going to touch that all in there and give him a nice grey shirt. And I'm also going to use, what's this one? This one is Storm Beige. Do on his pants. Basically, you can colour it in whatever colours you like. I just kept this rather neutral. Okay. Might give it a little bit of this light blue on the skateboard itself. So this is pale blue light 185, and I'll give you those numbers that I've used. So we've got the Storm Beige, which is 7510, green grey, which is 416, and his shoes, I think I'm just going to leave, I might add a little bit of red onto them. So just in those little white areas, I might just add a little bit of red onto his shoes, and that's about it. So now our little man's ready to go. So I've coloured him in. I'm happy with how he's ready to go. I'm just going to pop him aside for a moment. My next step is going to be, I've got some of this Swiss dot paper. Now you don't have to use Swiss dot. I'm going to use it because I like the effect. That's what I've used here. I like the effect that it has. So I'm going to cut off a piece. And I'm going to cut it off, and it's probably, let's get an approximate of how wide this is. It's however wide you want your topper to be on your bag. So this one is about 2.5, just a smidge over 2.5 centimetres. Sorry, 2.5 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my mini guillotine, and I'm going to bring it over here, slide this in, straighten it up, Just have it, yep, and I'm going to slice that off. Now I'm going to slice this in two, I think. Oh, this is a bit on this. This way. So 10.5. 10.5. So I'm going to cut this in half, which is roughly 10.5. So now I've got two toppers for a bag. So these are my two toppers. I didn't do the brown this time. I've done it in this creamy colour. So that'll fit onto our bag like so. Now we need to create our rosette. Now to create our rosette, we're going to need a little bit of scrap card. So for me, I'm going to be using, I've got some of this Australian Natural Beauties paper, and this was still my favourite collection, this one I think. And I'm just going to grab my paper trimmer, and I want a piece that is maybe 2.5 centimetres wide. Oh, sorry, 2.5 inches wide. Yep, roughly there. Okay, so that's about 2.5 inches wide. Now I'm going to grab my scoreboard, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to score this at half an inch intervals. So half inch, 1, half inch, 2, half inch, 3, half inch, 4, half inch, 5, half inch, 6. And I'm going to cut my piece off there. So just grab a pair of scissors and I'll snip that off there. So roughly about 6 inches of it. Just pop that away. Now there's a few things we're going to do with this. So first of all, now that we've got it all scored, I'm going to actually fold it in half. And I'm wanting to make sure that this is as precise as I can get it, because we do want them to be level with each other. And you'll see why in just a moment. Okay, so now I've folded that in half. I'm going to get my ruler. And I'm just going to take a bit small, I'm just going to take a craft knife. There's mine there. And I'm just going to take a little tiny piece, just a smidgen off that folded edge side. So we come away and we have two pieces of cardstock that is being scored at half inch intervals. So I'm going to go down, up. So just like your normal fan fold, down, up, down, up. And because we've got those marks there, it should make it quite easy to do. So my last one was down. So when I go to this piece, it's going to be, my last one will be up. Yep. Up, down. Let's go this way. So up, down, up, down, up. It's okay if you've got a little bit of discrepancy there, but I do highly recommend you try to keep them really level. It'll just give you a much better finished project. So what we're going to do now, so we've got one that's down and one that's up, so we can join these together. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of all-purpose glue from Couture Creations. Just going to put that on one half. Make sure it gets a really good hold. Stick those together and just level them out. Make sure that they're nice and even. Bring it down. Don't push it too far into the crease that it's going to be obstructing the fold. So we've got that end in. Now we're going to go around and I'm going to do the same on this end. So this time it's going to be this one. And I am using a fair amount of glue on these because I don't want them to come apart. So I'm just going to pop that there. Just making sure it's leave enough room for that crease so that it folds up nicely. Yep. And then I'm just going to put that away. I'm going to push these all together. So that one should be in. I can't do it the way other people do it. I have to go like this. So I start by getting them all where they're supposed to be into the middle, like such. And some people just push on the centres of it and starts to come down, but mine don't work like that. I start on this side and I start to bring them all in, like so. Bring that one in, bring that one in. Then, now we got it. Till it all folds down. I'm just reinforcing those folds now so that we know that it's going to stay. Now that it's gone there once, it's not so hard to keep there. But as you can see, that's buckling over, so I'll just turn it over. And I'm just going to pop something on this. I forgot to grab my hot glue. Just going to sit that there for a second. I'm just going to grab my hot glue. You don't have to use hot glue. I just, for the ease of this, I just thought it was a little easier to use this. I just pop it on so it starts to heat up. Oh, where did I put my little fella? Yep. So I'm going to also need a couple of circles. So normally when I have a bit of extra time, I normally cut out circles out of my scraps. It is something that I use on a fairly regular basis. So these are just some natural beauty ones because I wanted it to match my paper underneath. It's starting to get there. And so essentially I'm going to pop him onto one of these. And he will sit on top of here. But I need to get this part done first. So I've got to hold this down. Excuse me, I'm hoping you can see all of this. And then I'm going to grab my glue, which is still not quite hot enough, I don't believe. I've turned it on. I don't know how many times I've done that, gone to use hot glue and realised I haven't turned it on. Has any of you guys done that before? It's a pain sometimes. I'm not a big fan of hot glue, basically because I find that you waste more glue than what you actually use. Well, with these ones, with this one I have done, well, all of the ones that I've owned, I think I've got about 4 glue guns, and I think they all waste more glue than what I actually use. Let's get warmer now. So have anybody been up to anything interesting? How are we all enjoying the school holidays? It's school holidays here in Queensland at the moment. I've got grandkids down in Sydney. I think they go on school holidays the end of this week. I think they're a week behind us. I know that they're all excited about being able to go to the beach and things like that now the weather's warming up. Okay, let's try this again now. I'm going to pour some glue into that centrepiece. Too much, and I'm not going to be too worried about it too much. And I'm just going to grab one of these and I'm just going to pop it on the top. And that'll help to keep all of those in place as well. And I'll just give that glue a chance to set up. Then I'm going to turn it over this side and you can see that we've got a little hole in there. I'm just going to put a fair amount of glue on there. And I'm going to grab one of these ones and pop it on there. Now with our skater, I am not going to use hot glue for him. I'm actually going to use a little bit of all-purpose art glue from Couture Creations. I'm going to pop him on there. Okay, so I'm just going to turn that one off now. So now we have our skater and he is ready to go onto our bag topper. So this is our bag topper. Now I am going to show you one other thing. So I'm just going to grab a little slip. Just going to cut a piece that's probably an inch wide. Let's go for about an inch wide. And get it over there on that line nice and straight. So approximately an inch wide. I'm just going to cut that off with my blade, like so. And I just want it wide enough to fit inside our card. So what's that measurement there? So a little under 2 inches. One, two. So I'm just going to cut that just there. Sorry if I've moved out of shot. So I've just got this little piece. No, that's not quite right. I picked up the wrong piece. No, I haven't cut enough off that one. Might be about. Okay, let's have another go at this. Let's do it a smidge under that. Cut that bit off. Now I'm just going to go and grab a small punch. Oh, what size is this? This one is 2.54 centimetres and 1.9 centimetres. So I'm just going to use this bigger one, I think. And I just want to hold it in here. I sort of want to try and centre it a little bit. And I just want to cut a little notch out of there. There we go. Just a little notch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this into the inside of my topper, just in case somebody didn't want to use it as a bag topper. This is just giving them another option. So I'm just going to move that, and I'm just sort of going to hold it there but squish it in a little bit, just so that that little notch pops up just a tiny little bit. And I'll show you the reason why I did that. So now we have some room to put in a gift card. So you can purely use this as a gift card holder if you wanted to. It was just another idea that I had for these. So, but now we're going to grab our glue again, and I'm just going to put glue on this circly bit here. And we're going to attach him to our little bag topper. Okay, how cute is that? So with these bag toppers, it can go onto your, if you're going to use a bag of some sort, you can put it onto a bag by itself. You can actually glue it on. You can use, what do they call it, the runner tape stuff. You can staple this on. I'm not going to even put a sentiment on these because I'm a little bit I want people to be able to write on them themselves. So not so much that I'm concerned. I would like people to be able to write on them themselves, you know, because they may buy these and they may not want them for Christmas. They may want them for a birthday. They may want them for whatever other reason. So that's purely why I haven't put any sentiments on them. And these ones I purely did because a lot of the time it's hard to find things for men, nice things to put on top of their presents and things like that. So this was the whole reason why I decided to do these, because I just thought they were really fun. They're a great idea, there. I've made a heap of different ones, and I'll show you all of those. So this one was an ephemera pack from Couture Creations. Where do I put that? I do have it here somewhere on my messy desk today. Okay, so this was the ephemera pack from Couture Creations. So it's Street Smarts Collection ephemera set. This is just a photo of all the things that it has in it. And I've used some of those. So, I mean, I've made my rosette and I've put the car on it. This one, You Are My Favourite Person. And I've just used I've got a Martha Stewart edge border die, and I just put that on there. I'm not a big fan of it, but that's okay. You give these things a go to see whether you like them or not. Thank you for being amazing. That was out of the ephemera pack. This little VW bug bus was out of the ephemera pack. That's one that I did. And this motorbike was also out of the ephemera pack, which was really quite versatile, I thought, because you could have them for any sort of occasion. Yeah, I was really impressed with this set. And I don't often do mail-related cards and things. So now let's have a look at the ones that I've done. Where is my skeeter? Oh my Lord, my head would drop off if I knew where to find it half the time. So these are, so I've done a cyclist, which was the stamp and die set, which is this one here. And I've just coloured that in with some red and grey colouring. I've done the basketballer, which is done in tones of green and that beige colour. Come on, I can't have gone too far. The one that I just made, I can't find. So, oh yeah, here it is. So, and then I've done the motocross person, same way that I've done this one. So these were all done, these ones here, which were done with the stamp and die sets, were all done the same. And some of them are using just the Swiss stock paper. I really like the effect the Swiss stocks has. It just adds that little bit extra. I'm really quite liking that. Whereas these ones are just more plain. Oh no, that one's Swiss dots too. And this one was just a plainer bit of card that I had. But I do prefer the Swiss dots. It just adds a little bit more. You could add these to so many different things. You could put a pen on the back of this and pop it into one of those, oh, what do they call them? You know when you do the swaps, your journal swaps and things like that, you could actually make your own rosette and make it really pretty. I will show you a pink one that I did do earlier, and that was this one. This paper, it's not normal paper. I don't know what it is. It's sort of a cross between material and paper, and it's quite fibrous. It was, to do these with, it was a little tricky, to be honest with you. It was really quite tricky. But what I found out was if you have your paper too wide, they're not going to be able to bend down to create the rosette. So you don't want them any wider than what that is. And even that may be too wide. So I think I did tell you the measurements earlier, and I'll put it down in the papers, but it's only about 2.5 inches, I think. That's the maximum that I would go in size of paper. These ones, the black, these were done with a bit of construction paper. They were the easiest ones to actually put together. This softer paper, not so easy. This cardstock, fairly easy too, and I really like working with it as well. So that's just a few bits for your information and just a quick video from me for today. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, would you mind just hitting the like button? If this is the first time that you've come to my channel and you've got some value out of this, I'd hope you would subscribe and then hit the notification bell so that you see when I pop up other things. And I have to apologise to my subbies at this stage. I have been a little bit slack in terms of making videos just recently. I haven't been very well, and I'm sort of just just coming good again now, so I will start making a few more, today being the first one. So thank you very much for your patience with me. I really do appreciate it. Have a great day and enjoy this warmer weather that we're getting here in Australia. Take care. Bye.